Hello and welcome to the Paul Green Comedy Podcast. It is October 18th, 2024. This is episode 296. Stand-up comedian, actor, improviser, and dreamer, Paul Green, sharing my journey with all of you beautiful people out there in the internet world. And it has been a very fun couple of days for me. Last night, coming off of my improv show at JP's Comedy Club, and then tonight, I got to go back to JP's Comedy Club and do two stand-up comedy shows back-to-back, and really had a blast. The audiences were so great. The 7 o'clock show, so there was a 7 and a 9 o'clock, and a 9 o'clock. In the 7 o'clock show, I decided to try out some new material that I've been starting to work on just to see if it has legs, because the audience was so great. And, you know, when you have an amazing audience like that, it's really a good litmus test for material, because, you know, if that audience doesn't laugh, then there ain't no audience gonna laugh. And, so I tried maybe 2 or 3 new bits, and they didn't go great. I'll have to listen to the tape. I'll have to watch the tape. Isn't that what every NFL coach says when they get asked a question in a press conference? Hey, so what happened there in the second quarter there? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to watch the tape. You know, I mean, that's the thing about new material is it's really hard to know if the bit is just never going to work, or if it's a matter of like, okay, I'm on the right track, but I need to tweak some things. And you just never know, but I need to get some new material. I've been pretty much doing the same material for about the past 6 months, more or less. And yeah, I need to get some new bits worked in there. So 7 o'clock show, I tried them out. And again, I don't quite know. I don't know if I just need to throw out the whole bits altogether and just try something new, or if the bits are salvageable, I just need to maybe tweak them. So anyway, I'll have to go back and listen and see if I can determine the value of what I'm going for. And then the 9 p.m. show, oh my gosh, it was one of the funnest sets I have done in so long. And what ended up happening was I fully intended to come out and, again, try to do some new material, try to, you know, weave in some new material with material that I've been doing that I know works. And what ended up happening is I get on stage and I sort of riff a little bit with a couple people in the front row, just kind of lighthearted stuff, just having a good time. And I ended up just riffing my entire set. It was about, I had 15 minutes in that second show, and it just like pulled on this thread, and then like I just kind of was going from audience member to audience member and just riffing off them, and it was so much fun. And it just reminded me of how much I love improvising and doing crowd work, more so than material. And it's something that's always been a challenge of mine as a stand-up comedian is, you know, as a stand-up, really, you need to have material. You need to have written jokes, written material. That is what the craft is. But there's this other element of stand-up, which is just spontaneous interactions with the crowd. And I love those spontaneous interactions. And there was a period of time back in about 2022 when I got into this new relationship. It was a very intense relationship, and I didn't write pretty much any new material in 2022. I was kind of in a bad place, and I kept booking comedy shows. And so I go to these comedy shows, and it's like none of my old material was relevant anymore, and I didn't have any new material. And I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to get through a whole comedy set. And so I started just by mere survival doing entire sets of crowd work. Even as a headliner, I did it for an hour once. I did an entire hour of riffing and crowd work without doing one written joke. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And I have kind of gotten away from that over the last year and a half, because I've really been trying to hone in on my writing and my comedy material. But just something happened in that late show tonight where and it wasn't my intention. I fully intended going out there and doing some material, but I just started having so much fun riffing that ended up being my entire set. And it was just a good reminder of how much fun that is. So really, really great shows. Had so much fun. And I have been in such a elevated energy lately. It's been really, really great. And I've been reading a lot of books lately on the power of having a good mindset and, getting your head right, getting your emotions right. And I feel like that intentionality is really starting to pay off, because I'm finding myself in these states of euphoria, these states of joy, and as a result of that, I'm pursuing my dreams in comedy with a lot more confidence, a lot more openness, a lot more creativity, a lot more fun. And I'll tell you, it is so easy to get sort of stuck, at least for me, throughout my journey pursuing comedy, to get in these ruts of, nothing's working out, or I'm not the right fit, or I keep getting passed over, or I'm not enough of, to be successful, or, whatever it is, like all of the head trash. And in those head spaces, I think it leads to a lot of behaviors that are sort of survival behaviors. It's behaviors that, you're where I'm trying to, force things. I'm trying to overcompensate for these insecurities. I'm maybe showing up to situations a little needy or, like whatever the case is. And man, I'll tell you, I've been in those mindsets before, and it is just such a night and day difference to be pursuing a dream out of love and out of positivity and out of creativity and out of fun and joy and ambition and wonder and gratitude than trying to survive life in a state of, depression, misery, lack, fear, all of the what ifs, in terms of, well, what if this goes wrong, and what if this goes bad, and everything could come crashing down. And it's not necessarily an easy shift to make, but what's the phrase? It's simple but not easy. And I caught myself today. I went to my gym workout, and I had this interesting experience. I'm just working out, and I found myself in this state where I was picturing and feeling and experiencing what it will feel like when I get a big break, like something really significant happens. I don't know what that is specifically, but I felt it and I experienced it. And I pictured myself like calling specific friends, like in tears, like friends who have supported me along the way, and being able to tell them, like, you're never going to guess what just happened. And then I get to tell them this incredible, experience that I just had, or, hey, I just got this big break. I just got put on this show, or I just got, like whatever it is. And it was just such a cool experience to be like, just at the gym, just working out, but like I was actually getting sort of like teary-eyed and emotional, just because of this, imagining in real time what that experience would feel like. And I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know how that changes things, but it definitely, I mean, heck, it's a heck of a lot better feeling than the alternative. And it immediately played out differently, a certain situation, because after the gym, my commercial agent in Los Angeles, who's just an incredible agent, and I'm so fortunate to still be working with him. He'll do like a monthly sort of check-in meeting on his Zoom, on like Zoom for his clients. And I'm still a non-union actor. I never joined the union, but I'm eligible to join. And I had never joined the union because I was like, well, there's more work as a non-union actor. And in my mind, I had just always assumed like, well, if I get a big opportunity that necessitates me joining the union, then I'll do it at that time. And I'm in this meeting with him, and he's talking about how he is now repping some of his clients theatrically, but he only reps clients who have joined the union. And I just thought, how come I haven't joined the union? I've been eligible to join for like 7 years, but I never did. And when I think about why I never did, it was out of fear. It was out of a limited mindset. It was out of this, oh, well, I'm just going to join the union, but then, it's not like I'm really going to book anything. It was like, it was obvious that my actions were reflective of my mindset, and that my mindset and belief system was telling me that it's not worth it to join the union because you're not actually going to get any gigs. You're just going to be like 90% of the other union actors who are all struggling and trying to make ends meet and trying to book the next big thing. And I got off of that meeting and I was like, maybe I should join the union. And I really thought about it. And I actually emailed my agent after that meeting and just said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this now. Now, I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but me even sending him that email to like really start to explore the possibility has to do with this adjustment in mindset, because, I could have sent that email to my agent for years. I've been working with him for 3 or 4 years now. And I've never once talked to him about joining the union. It wasn't even on my radar. But now it's like, hey, why the heck not? Why not go for it? And why not just join the union? And that way it's not a question mark. That way it's not, it's like putting faith into action instead of waiting for the right time. What's that analogy? Like, it's like telling a fireplace, hey, give me fire first and then I'll give you wood. As opposed to going, well, if I believe that I can be successful at this, well, then I need to do the work first. I need to put the wood in there, and then I need to, then I can light the fire. And so joining the union first, it's like, well, instead of just waiting for some magical opportunity to come along that's going to necessitate me joining the union, why don't I exercise faith first and join the union? And that way the opportunity will attract itself to me. So we'll see. We'll see. I haven't made a final decision on that yet, but it's just, now I'm starting to get the wheels turning. And again, all of that has to do with positive mindset. And speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about the mindset book that I've been reading called The Magic Mindset. And today's chapter was a pretty interesting chapter. It was called The Magic Mindset to Deal with the Haunting Memories of the Past. And, yeah. This is definitely one that I needed to hear, because I do have a pretty significant memory of things that have happened in my past that, were either traumatic or, scary or discouraging or whatever it is, or, situations where I didn't show up, my best, or, where maybe I have some regrets or I have some shame or some disappointment. And I do remunerate. I'm a remunerator. And, that's really something that I think I could afford to do better at, learning to forgive myself, learning to forgive others, learning to let go, just looking at those past experiences, whatever they were, and just letting them be what they were, learning the lessons, taking the wisdom from them, but then moving forward in faith and in wisdom instead of moving forward in fear and fear and scarcity. And man, that's not easy. It hasn't been easy for me, especially if something tragic has happened, or something traumatic, or, you were betrayed or you were mistreated. Man, it's so hard to just forget about that and say, oh, well, that happened that one time with that one person, but it's not going to happen again with this new person or this new situation, So I've really got to think about how I could maybe improve in that area, but there definitely is not a whole lot of benefit of carrying the weighted experiences of the past with us into the future, learning to process what needs to process, feel what needs to be felt, and heal where there needs to be healing, and forgive where there needs to be forgiveness, and forgive yourself when yourself needs a little forgiveness, give yourself a little grace. And then it's like, how do you extract the wisdom without retaining the fear? Move forward with wisdom, but not with fear. If you were in a bad relationship, that's not because all relationships are bad. It's because that particular relationship was bad. And looking at the relationship and going, okay, how did I show up? What decisions did I make that led to that relationship being the way that it was? How can I learn from that, but not swear off relationships forever? I mean, come on. How many times have you went through a bad breakup, or you get rejected, or something doesn't go well, and it's like, I'm never dating again? I know I've done that plenty of times. And so, yeah, that's a challenge for me, letting go of the haunting memories of the past. And I'm working on that one. And hopefully you're all willing to maybe work on that as well, whatever it is that you're pursuing out there. All right, everybody. That is going to be all for this episode of the Paul Green Comedy Podcast, October 18th, 2024, episode 296. I hope you're all doing well. You're out there pursuing your dreams, finding happiness, joy, fulfillment, gratitude in the journey, and that you are finding ways to move on from the haunting memories of the past, and finding ways to be present and letting the joy and the gratitude and the excitement of living your life and fulfilling your dreams, allow you to be present and excited and joyful and to move forward and get those dreams. All right, everybody. That's all for today. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you tomorrow.